Good evening, this is Roy from Small Town Underground. I will not be doing a live stream tonight, so I thought I would do this small video instead, but the best laid plans of mice and men, a lot of things going on, kids stuff. My truck is broken down at the moment, but the part is on its way, should have it running again, and we've got some hurricane moving in, so just for the sake of listening to my intuition, no live stream tonight. But I did want to share a couple of cool things with y'all while I had a minute. So this is some stuff that we were going to discuss tonight, and I just kind of want to show you a couple of things. So look what I have here. Everything is in place for the Georgia 2024 general election to be stolen. This is going to be some very interesting stuff here. So, there's all kinds of good stuff in here that, let's see what else we got. Evidence proving Georgia's electronic voting system should never have been implemented by Lori Tolos. This is pretty cool. Lots of good stuff in here. I cannot wait to get right down into the meat and potatoes of this. But I wanted to cover a couple other things that I want you to just keep on your forefront here. Notice I have these documents pulled up. I'm in the middle of going through a lot of this, but notice what this says here. General Assembly, United Nations, 20th of September 2024. It says, the Pact for the Future, a draft resolution submitted by the President of the General Assembly. So, this is a 56-page pact that was recently voted on and approved by the UN. Now, where this is going to go, I have no idea. But there's a lot of good stuff in here. There's people that don't even know you exist, that think they know better than you. And they've got this wonderful white paper completely laid out about how the future is going to look. And boy, oh boy, does it involve all kinds of crazy, crazy stuff. Because they don't want you to be sovereign. They don't want America to be sovereign. They're going to put us under global governance. And that is their plan. It's been their plan for a long, long time. And I keep seeing these words popped up about inclusion and equity. It's all throughout this. So currently going through and highlighting a lot of stuff and checking it out. It's a lot of information to cover. So I feel like that it was probably the Lord's intention that I don't go live tonight and I could wind up screwing it up. So upon looking at this, I went back and visited an old friend, which is... Let me get it back up here. The United Nations Department of Economic and Social Affairs, Sustainable Development, which there's your preamble. You can download all this stuff. And if anybody wants copies of this, I'd be glad to give it to you. People, Planet, Prosperity, Peace, Partnership Declaration. Now, this was signed in 2015. See right there where it says, we, the heads of state and government and high representatives, meeting at the United Nations headquarters in New York from 25-27 September 2015. And you really can't understand the pact without going back and understanding this and seeing that this is a complete roadmap to Agenda 2030, which is all, if you think this is conspiracy theory, you know, this is Resolution 71, Transforming Our World, the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. So some people are saying that this is lip service. Some people are saying that there's nothing to worry about. I do agree that some of this lip service, that there's nothing we can do and our sovereignty can't be given away like that. However, we know the rule of law to be very... they just don't care. They're going to do these things anyway. But it's interesting because as I'm reading through the Agenda 2030, again, it's been a long time since I've messed with this. It's pretty clear that a lot of the things that they are trying to do to us as a nation, as a country, as a culture, as a society. They're doing it. And I've stressed this was 2015 when this particular pact was signed into whatever agreement. And now we have a brand new one that just got, the resolution just supposedly got passed by the United Nations General Assembly. Because this is all to push one world government. Everything is threatened, and this involves elections. It involves everything. I mean, we're on a huge global stage, and right now we're the clown in the room, and they would love nothing more than to see this country completely fall into its knees. They can't do these kinds of things while there's a constitution, right? They cannot. We cannot give our sovereignty away to a non-entity in the first place, but hear them tell it, that's exactly where they're taking us. And I'm telling you, a lot of these things, which I was going to cover in depth, we'll have to pull it off later. A lot of this stuff is exactly the kind of upside down craziness that we're going through right now. So this is yet another thing that's not being talked about, and we have had several congressmen and people that are sounding the alarms, and more people are finding out about this, understanding this. This is not the first time this has happened, by the way. Not the first time this has happened, but it's been a constant push, and you'll read a lot of words like in here that it will be done, and that there are several parts to this, and that all of these parts have to be done. It's pretty crazy. So as we move along further in this clown show with possible cells of people that are willing to do great harm to potential presidential candidates, it's almost like, it's like being in a John Wick movie right now, like literally. And I'm not going to say the words because I'm going to get hit for it. But one more thing I wanted you guys to see. Something that's pretty cool. This is a Fox News article, but it's all over the place. George Soros closer to controlling 200 radio stations despite objection from Trump-nominated FCC commissioner. So you just read a little bit into this. The Federal Communications Commission seemingly approved a deal that would fast-track left-wing billionaire George Soros' acquisition of more than 200 Audacity radio stations across America, irking a Republican commissioner, J. Blah, blah, blah. They're really adopting an order to approve this purchase. And this man will own 200 radio stations as of the state. This man wants to shut down free speech, free thought, and billionaire control in all these radio stations. We're living in a corporatocracy anyway. None of these. There should not be anybody that owns that many radio stations. But we all see Operation Mockingbird in full effect with the news, with the way that they're gaslighting us about camel toe, and there's so many things we could cover. It's insane, right? But those three things alone, next to the information about election integrity, are really on my radar, and I wanted to break them down in more depth, more detail, because if nothing more, if it is lip service, you need to know the game plan. You need to know the bigger picture here, and they've got us all down here fighting in the weeds. But the bigger picture is a one world government completely controlled by facets of like WHO, this new world order, global conglomerate, and you have governors and states that are completely bought out by the corporatocracy structure, establishments. We see all this money being transferred over, and our land and our water and our air are all being polluted and taken away from us. And it's pretty wild. But like I said, it's not a doom and gloom, but you need to understand that these white papers, these people don't just dream these things up for a reason, and they are dead set on changing. I mean, they've said it 100 times. You'll have to force people into doing this. I mean, for God's sakes, we still have Hillary Clinton on television telling us that we need to go to camps, re-education camps. For God's sake, these people are not playing around, and I know we've heard it 100 times that every election is the most important election, but at some point, one really does become the most important election. And this is rather concerning to me. So I've shared this out. I hope that people are paying attention. it's not a lot we can do about it at the moment, but we all need to be on the same page with our legislators and let them understand that we're aware of the changes. So this is the last thing I'm going to show you, and I'm signing off. So I wanted to show everybody this. This is a work in progress, but soon it will be another form of the content that we're going to do, which will be sit-down interviews. I've got a couple scheduled for next week that I won't talk about now, but we're going to, as we're expanding in the media, and we're going to have a little more relaxed environment here where we'll be able to sit down with microphones and talk face-to-face, and it will be pre-recorded. It won't be a live version. So I'm looking real forward to this, but I want to show y'all the early stages of this room and what we're going to do with it, because I can't wait to see the finished product once we get the lights and get the all the backdrops and everything, which I might add was all bin store items that I was able to purchase for really, really cheap. So I'm excited about this. It'll take me a minute to understand how this is going to work because it's different from live stream. And a little side note, that fireplace right there belonged to my grandmother. That thing is like 50 or 60 years old. I don't remember when she got it, but it's one of those little electric fireplaces, and we've used it all throughout our life, but we've always kept it, and I think that is as cool as crap that I can use my grandmother's fireplace right there as we try to bring better and more media and more in-depth interviews with people. So anyway, so in spite of me not being able to do a live stream tonight, I thought I would share that with you guys because I'm looking back at some of the old videos from a couple years ago, and I'm excited for the future. And I urge every one of you guys, if you're looking for something to watch tonight, you need to go over to War Room Gwinnett County and watch Antonio Jones' show from today. It was pretty freaking cool. A lot of good information in that show. A lot of great stuff from Lori Tolis and Kim Brooks. And as always, Antonio was on fire. So I will send all of you guys over to War Room Gwinnett County, and I'm going to put a link in the comments so you can go down there and check that out. It was really, really good. Really good. And we're just going to hang out here until my part gets in, and then I'm going to try to beat the weather and get it put on the truck, and we'll be in business. So this is me signing off for Wednesday night. Again, I appreciate all of you out there. It means a lot to me, and we'll see you guys soon. I got a lot of stuff coming up in the near future. Hopefully it'll all work out, and we'll continue to bring the content and the truth. And I hope everybody's paying attention and looking into some of this stuff, because the future will definitely be interesting. So, good night.